Once upon a time, during the frozen expanse of the Ice Age, Earth was a vastly different place. This era, stretching from about 2.4 million to 11,500 years ago, was characterized by massive ice sheets, freezing temperatures, and some of the most unique and eerie creatures to ever walk the planet. These animals were masters of survival, with adaptations that make them seem like characters out of a nightmare. Here are the 15 of the creepiest creatures of the Ice Age. Woolly Mammoth. In the icy tundras of the north roamed the woolly mammoth, a massive, shaggy beast reminiscent of the modern elephant, but covered in a thick coat of fur. Standing up to 13 feet tall at the shoulder and equipped with long, curved tusks that could reach 15 feet, the mammoth was a formidable sight. These tusks were not just for show. They were used to dig through snow to find vegetation and to battle with rivals. The sight of a herd of woolly mammoths moving through the snow would have been both majestic and terrifying. Sabre-Toothed Cat. Lurking in the shadows of the forests and grasslands was the saber-toothed cat, known for its terrifyingly long, curved canine teeth that could grow up to 7 inches. These teeth were perfect for delivering deadly bites to the throats of large prey like bison and mammoths. With a muscular build and powerful forelimbs, the saber-toothed cat was a predator to be feared. Its eerie, silent stalk through the underbrush, eyes gleaming in the moonlight, would send shivers down anyone's spine. Glyptodon. Imagine encountering a creature that looked like a Volkswagen Beetle on legs, and you would have met the Glyptodon. This giant armadillo-like animal, covered in a dome-shaped shell resembling a turtle's carapace, could grow up to 10 feet long and weigh as much as a small car. With its armored body and club-like tail, the Glyptodon was a prehistoric tank. Its slow, methodical movement through the underbrush, accompanied by the sound of its shell scraping against the foliage, would be an eerie experience. Megalania. In the ancient forests of Australia, the ground would tremble at the approach of Megalania, a giant monitor lizard. This formidable predator, which could grow up to 23 feet long, had sharp claws, a powerful bite, and possibly venomous saliva. Its massive size and reptilian appearance made it a creature out of a nightmare. Imagine the terror of spotting its shadow slipping through the dense forest, its eyes glinting with a predatory gleam. Dire wolf. Roaming the Ice Age plains in packs was the dire wolf, larger and more robust than the modern gray wolf. With stronger jaws and teeth adapted for crushing bone, the dire wolf was a fearsome predator. These wolves hunted large herbivores, and their menacing howls would echo through the cold night air, a haunting sound that struck fear into the hearts of any nearby creatures. The sight of a pack of dire wolves on the hunt, their eyes fixed on their prey, was a scene of both beauty and terror. Short-faced bear. Towering over the landscape was the short-faced bear, one of the largest terrestrial mammalian carnivores ever. Standing up to 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing up to 2,000 pounds, this bear had long legs and a powerful build, allowing it to run at high speeds. The short-faced bear was a formidable predator, its unusual body proportions and massive size giving it a terrifying appearance. Imagine stumbling upon this giant in the wild, its presence dominating the frozen landscape. Giant ground sloth. In the dense frozen forests, the giant ground sloth moved slowly, its enormous body covered in thick fur. This herbivore could grow up to 20 feet long and weigh up to 4 tons. Despite being a plant eater, its large claws and sheer size made it a daunting creature. The sight of this giant lumbering through the trees, its slow movements and strange appearance, was a surreal and eerie experience. Its mix of sloth-like and bear-like features only added to its otherworldly presence. American lion. Stalking the open plains and forests was the American lion. Larger than any lion we know today. As one of the biggest cats to ever exist, the American lion hunted large prey with incredible prowess. Its size and fierce predatory skills made it a fearsome and eerie predator. Imagine the silent approach of this massive cat, its eyes locked on its prey, ready to pounce with unmatched strength and speed. Woolly rhinoceros. In the cold steppes of Europe and Asia roamed the woolly rhinoceros, a creature covered in thick fur and sporting a large curved horn on its snout. This massive animal was built to survive the harsh Ice Age conditions. Its shaggy appearance and imposing horn gave it a formidable and somewhat eerie look. Picture this giant beast trudging through the snow, its horn carving a path as it searched for food. Steppe bison. The steppe bison was a large, heavily built bison species that roamed the Ice Age plains. With its massive hump, long horns, and shaggy coat, the steppe bison was an imposing figure. These bison often met their end in caves, where predators dragged them for feasting, leaving behind haunting skeletal remains. The presence of these giant bison, their breath visible in the cold air, added a sense of ancient wildness to the frozen landscape. Irish elk. Despite its name, the Irish elk was actually a giant deer with enormous antlers that could span up to 12 feet. It roamed across Europe and Asia, its massive antlers making it a striking and somewhat creepy creature. The ghostly remains of these giants, often found in bogs and other eerie settings, tell a story of a time when these majestic animals dominated the landscape. Siberian Unicorn. Elasmotherium, also known as the Siberian Unicorn, was a giant rhinoceros with a large horn on its forehead that could reach up to 3 feet in length. Roaming the steppes of Eurasia, this creature had a robust, shaggy appearance that gave it a mythical and unsettling look. Imagine encountering this beast in the wild, its single massive horn gleaming in the sunlight, evoking legends of unicorns and other fantastical creatures. Columbian Mammoth. Larger than the woolly mammoth, the Columbian mammoth roamed North America. Standing up to 14 feet tall and with long, spiraling tusks, this giant was a sight to behold. The haunting scenes of their skeletons in ancient tar pits add to their eerie presence. Picture these massive creatures moving through the landscape, their tusks carving through the air, a testament to the power and grandeur of the Ice Age. Giant beavers. In the waterways of North America, giant beavers built massive dams and lodges. These creatures were about the size of a modern black bear, growing up to 8 feet long. Their large size, combined with the idea of giant rodents building extensive structures, gives them a creepy factor. Imagine the eerie silence of a frozen pond, only to be broken by the sound of a giant beaver gnawing on a tree. Harlan's ground sloth. Smaller than Megatherium but still formidable, Harlan's ground sloth reached lengths of 10 feet and weighed over a ton. With large curved claws and a slow lumbering gait, this creature had an eerie presence. The skeletal remains of Harlan's ground sloth, often found in association with ancient human sites, tell a story of a time when these giants roamed the earth. Their movements slow but unstoppable, like living shadows in the frozen landscape. These creatures, with their unique adaptations and formidable appearances, highlight the incredible diversity and sometimes unsettling nature of life during the Ice Age. Their haunting remains and the stories they tell about the prehistoric world continue to captivate and intrigue us, reminding us of a time when the world was a much colder and creepier place.